Hey guys, what's up? Hey guys, what's up? Isn't it funny? Like having a bit of money in your pocket always makes one feel like that rich. Like, okay, wow, I have $100. Oh, how is that feeling for you guys? How's the feeling of like just having money in your pocket? Does anything come close to that feeling? Let's share stories. I want to know how much was it? When was it? You buy video games? What did you buy? I remember when I was very young and I had a little bit of money, just for sweets, just for candy, and just to have a little bit of money. I want to know what stories you have to share of just having a little bit of money in your pocket. What did you do with it? Did you buy a game? Did you buy clothes? Did you buy food? Did you go to the movies? How much was it? And by the end of the day, how much did you have? Did you spend it all? And what happened to that feeling? That great feeling of, wow, I feel rich. I feel like $1 million. Isn't it funny how, like, having a little bit of money can make you feel like, wow, I'm on top of the world? I feel like a million, gazillion, Sicilian bucks. So let's share these stories. I don't know how your experiences have been. I hope it's only good experiences and we move on from there. What's up, guys? Games, clothes, food, candy. Now, I just love the feeling of having it and not having the need to do a lot with it. Just having it and stacking it. What's that guy from Warner Bros? The guy with the stockpile of cash. What's the guy's name? I keep forgetting. I just love piling it up, piling it up, piling it up. What do you like to do with money? Do you like impressing people? Let's share these stories, right? Who who do you know around you who has more money than you? Which one of your friends has more money than you? Do they like to show off? Are they show offy? Hi, how are you guys? Yeah, so that's what I want to know. I want to know how much feels like a lot to you. How much feels like a little bit to you? Does anybody owe you? Let's just share stories. What do you do when you don't have it? When was the last time like you asked your parents for a little bit of money? Let's hear it. Let's share these stories. Hey guys, what's going on? And what about today? How much did you have today or yesterday? Do you have more today than you had yesterday? Do you have more this week than you had last week, or this year than you had last year? Right? Everything is good. How about you? Even send me a text like, hey, even just send a text like, hey, Steven, what's good? Yeah. Or is it a dicey topic? Is it one of those topics that people are uncomfortable having and get difficult conversation to have? It's okay. Kid, hey, wow, what's up, Stupid Cat? This is fantastic. Finally, Stupid Cat. Let's start on this Tom. What's the most amount of money you've ever had at one time? Do you remember like having a little bit of money when you were young, when you were small, and feeling like $1 million? Do you remember that feeling? Is there any feeling like that feeling of having a little bit of money and walking about buying candy or something or ice cream? Are we forever chasing that feeling of wow, I wish I could have that feeling all the time of feeling like $1 million, Sicilian, gazillion dollars? So do you and your family or your friends, do you guys talk money? Me, Mr. Parrot. Being your story. Very emotional. Get it, Mr. Captain. It's like wanting nothing more than that Lego set. Yeah, those toys when you're small. Yeah. For me, I think it was a train set. Oh my goodness, the one that could go. Ah, I wanted that train set. My parents never got it for me. I was so upset. But it'll take very long. Okay, you can ask away. You can ask away. Hey, Georgia. So I think I found the answer to the question of what personal success is for me. Wow. Okay. All right. I can't wait to hear you out. Wonderful. Yes. I want to hear this. I want to hear what. Today, by the way. This is my wisdom. A man is successful if and when he leaves this world in a better state than he found it. What he strives for and how he measures all upset is completely up to him. Okay, let me think about that. LW, what's up? What's up? Are you gonna tell us how much? What's the most amount of money you've ever had? LW, what's the? If like I set small goals for myself and never realized my potential, am I successful? Given the parameters of what you're saying, as if I'm if these parameters are so arbitrary and I'm setting them for myself, like if only I had like clothes or something and I get some clothes, am I successful? I'm successful at getting clothes, I guess. I wanted clothes, I got clothes. But this whole shifting of the goalpost thing, shouldn't there be something to do with? I like that word strive, right? That word strive suggests that you attempt, you stretch, you strive. I like the word strive. I wonder if you put it there deliberately or not. I I I don't know. I'll have to think about it some more. But for me, it has to involve that. It has to involve somebody like really reaching in the depths of themselves, to the depths of themselves, and emptying out all the potential they had. You got to use up all the potential you have. I think that's when it becomes reasonable. If you can use up all the potential you've ever had, such that even if you don't reach those goals, I feel you are successful. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But I love that word strive. I love it. It's a good word. Alex. Of course, it's important to strive for goals and dreams. However, for me, I found out that to be happy, you need to settle with the things that make you happy when unfolding your potential is yours. You have your goal and what to measure. Hmm. I think there's a lot to unpack there. Somewhere in the Bible they talk about the story of the parable of the talents. Somebody was given this much, they did this much with it. The other hid the talent. The other, you know, I'm screwing up the story. They also say, to whom much is given, much is expected. To whom much is given, much is expected. So, how do you really gauge what were you given and what did you do with it? So, if you were given a lot and you do very little with it, are you very successful? But if you're given very little and you do a lot with it, that's why I'm talking about how somebody really has to reach to the depths of themselves to take out every single ounce of potential and put it out in the world. I think that's one of the true measures of success. And who's that scientist who brought about the theory of evolution? Darwin, Charles Darwin. Darwin talks about adaptation, where share with us. So Darwin talks about adaptation. Would you say those dinosaurs were successful? No, right? Cockroaches are successful. Those who adapt, if you use what you have, that's why I kind of like settling. I don't like the word settle, but then we can talk about you being successful. And what's the alternative anyway? You can't use something you don't have. Too much is expected. Too much is given, much is expected. Use what you have, adapt. So I think there are remnants of this everywhere, whether you're going to biblical stories, whether you're going to martial arts, whether you're going wherever you're going, you need to use what you have, adapt to what's going on, and apply it to get the best possible out of that situation. I think that's success. I don't know. Am I sounding preachy? Maybe I'm sounding too preachy. I miss Monopoly. Let's hear what Alex has. Ah, do I use what I have? I think I think I'm learning. I think I'm learning. It's one of those things that it took me a long time to start to have this way of thinking. I heard somebody say, if you are not right at the cutting edge, you are taking too much space. Right? I grew up at a time when um, the nerdy smart kid in class wasn't fit, right? The book smart kid was very thin, very scrawny, just book smart. Now I'm listening to these fitness programs, these fitness podcasts. I listen a lot to Joe Rogan, and it's like there's no reason why you shouldn't know martial arts. But then I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's a trick. It's a mental trick. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. There are these mental chains we put on ourselves, right? Like smart kids don't need to know martial arts or self defense. Only the jokey, the sports person needs to have a big. But I think it's a mental, it's unnecessary mental chains on yourself. So it took time to liberate my thinking. I'm still at the beginning stages of liberating myself, right? As I continue to liberate my way of thinking, I'm starting to accept what I have, my skill sets, what I like, what I don't like, and using those to go in the direction I want to go, right? And not just saying, ah, no, that's not for me. That's for those people. Ah, that's not for me. That's for those people. So you get to say, okay, I would like that. How do I get there? I hope I'm making sense. I really do. So, okay, this is where we are. We want to go somewhere there. How do we get there? Let's try some things out. You experiment and stuff like that. I'm a huge, huge, huge. I'm a huge proponent of experimentation. I think we should all experiment. Like, the trick is not to go too far with those experiments, though. I hope I'm making sense. How do you experiment? How I like failure. I like failure a lot. So I am what many would describe as intelligent. I will be an academic. Yet I have already enlisted for volunteer service. You make sense 100%. Wow, that's awesome. I think so. I think we should all. Wow, that's very cool, Kat. That's really really cool. I really have to set up my podcast thing, and we should talk like after your exams. We should just sit and talk for hours and hours. I think I would be enlightened, and it would further enrich my stance on a lot of things. You like mountaineering? I kind of like these adventures, these just getting out there. There's this guy Peter Thiel. I heard Peter Thiel saying if you are gonna start another operating system company, you didn't learn from Bill Gates. If you're gonna start another search engine company, you really didn't learn from these Google boys. You should bring the traits you have to the party and use what you have, what we're discussing. It's like, don't just copy, be a doctor, be this, be that, be that. No, use the traits that you have and, you know, I'm messing it up. I'm messing it up. But I hope you get the general gist of how I'm looking at it. And basically, my point of view on the matter is that it's like, you know, you only get one life. You can't live it trying to be like somebody. Yes, we share common traits with these guys. You want to have this, you want to have that. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, maybe you like the outdoors, and maybe you are more emotionally inclined. You want to help people there. You want to do this, that, and the other thing. I only hope that we get to see you express those things out in the world, right? It's part and parcel of our duties to to leave something here, to affect the world, to show it's possible, such that people who come after us know, like, there isn't only one path to this. There isn't only one path. There's like a million different paths. You need to prove to yourself first, and then other people will see that it's certainly possible. Yeah, what you mean, man. Everyone has to try finding something for him. Yeah, it's good at fantastic. Yeah, yet we have limited time and we get thrown around. by friends, media, society. Exactly. 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 And the thing is, we part and parcel of it is you have to be able to withstand that pressure. Steve Jobs called it dogma. Dogma. I like dogma. Not just fitting in with everybody. It's part and parcel of the job. If you're gonna live and if you're gonna do well, if you're gonna be successful, you gotta use the traits that you have to try to achieve whatever you wanna achieve. And not just let yourself be influenced by marketing and that's what I'm saying. I'm only at the beginning stage of that. I'm at the beginning stage of that. I'm at the beginning stage. Uh, it's like a muscle that I haven't been really using. I've been playing. Just chosen to listen more to myself, try out things, funny things like what I'm doing right now. It's interesting. I'm meeting new people. I'm meeting Kat. I'm meeting people from Romania. It's interesting. I haven't been to all these places, but it's fantastic. At the same time, I am what in my circle I'm considered intelligent as well. So I never thought I would be speaking to a webcam, and just meeting all these people from all over the world. But I think that was COVID and frustrations of not meeting new people. But I love that aspect. I love, I can be a great academic, but I have a propensity. I have, I love people. I love meeting people. I love learning about people from all over the world, from all different walks of life. Like, what's up? What's good with you? Okay, why would you do that? I like that as well. So I'm trying to incorporate more and more of the things that I like into my life. I heard Dr. Jordan Peterson talking about something like that. The way you have a good day is to incorporate things that you like in your day. It sounds simple, simplistic, or rudimentary, but it's really that simple. If you have 24 hours, it's a good idea to have those things that you like. Successive 24 hours full of things that you don't like, man, you're gonna start being miserable. And it's easy to go down that route. So I'm only at my beginning I'm only at the beginning stages of that, unfortunately. And it took me a long time. It took me a very long time to get to that, to get into that headspace. It's a muscle. Now it's difficult. Now I'm a difficult customer. I'm very, very difficult. Alex, what's up, my friend? What's up? Alex, what's the most amount of money you've ever had? What did you do with it? Did you buy a phone? Did you buy clothes? Did you buy food? What did you do? So I'm in that headspace. I love talking to you guys. I love learning about new places, and I'm incorporating more and more things that I love. So if I can have a good, if I can have a good couple of days talking to you guys, doing my work, learning things I love to learn, traveling, doing all these things, then I could probably define m- my life as successful. Oh, yeah, 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 I did say that. I think I'll create something on the community post about playing a versus, playing games versus. I'll set up a Twitch. I think you guys will help me get on Twitch or something. So I don't know, Minecraft. So this thing is tricky, man. It's tricky. It's real tricky. It doesn't come with a manual. And if you're not careful, you can lose the whole thing. Right. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I will set up something on the community post and we can take it from there. Alex. I think that's great. That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. We can do that. Yeah. Definitely. It's kind of like, and isn't it fascinating? Isn't it fascinating that we you need to be brave, like really, to live your life, you need to be brave. There's no other choice but to live it. And fear, you get all these things. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. It really shouldn't be like that. You should be able to just live the life you want to live without the fear, the consternations, the criticisms. And it's funny that you need to be brave. Luca, what's up? Luca 8. What's up, Luca? What's the most amount of money you've ever had? How did it feel to have money in your pocket as a kid? Feel like $1 million, but you only had like $10 or something to buy candy. Share with us your story, Luca. Right. I'm making tea. Anyone wants a cup? Be right back. Luca. Alex, what's up? Luca, I'm fine.